Our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the midday news on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital. I am Uyi Agmofwebe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365, and free to air on Nigecomsat. We begin from Benue State, where the All Progressives Congress has secured victories in all 23 local government areas in the just concluded grassroots elections. The polls were held for chairmanship and councillorship positions. Our correspondent in Makurdi, Aisha Lare Musa, completes the story.
Elections into offices of the 23 local government areas of Benue State were held on Saturday, 5th October 2024. Though 8 political parties registered for the polls, only 5 of them participated, namely All Progressive Congress APC, Labour Party, All Progressive Grand Alliance ABGA, People's Democratic Party PDP, and Action People's Party APP. The chairman, Benue State Independent Electoral Commission, Richard Tambua, who announced the result in Makurdi, the state capital, said all the electoral guidelines were strictly adhered to during the conduct of the elections, which were keenly contested for, as there was no unopposed candidate.
After the 23 local government elections, chairmanship that were contested, APC won all the 23 seats in Benue State. After the 276 councillorship elections that were conducted in 276 council wards in Benue State, APC won all the councillors.
He described the exercise as free, fair, and credible, and thanked both the permanent and ad hoc staff of the commission for a job well done. The chairman also expressed appreciation to security personnel, voters, and political parties for successful elections devoid of any incident of violence. Richard, however, cited a case of an electoral officer in Otukpo local government area of the state that was held hostage.
The electoral officer in Otukpo local government was held hostage. It takes the grace of God that the combined efforts of the commandant of Moko 80 and the DPO of the local government that served the situation and brought her to our office.
Be that as it may, the Benue State local government elections have been concluded hitch-free and described by observers and monitors as free, fair, and the most credible in recent times. From Makurdi, Aisha Lare Musa reporting for Global Television.
The River State's Commissioner of Police, Bala Mustafa, has ordered the immediate unsealing of the secretariats of the 23 local government areas in the state. This follows a directive from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. In a statement released by the spokesperson for the State Police Command, Grace Siringe Koko, the decision was said to comply with the IGP's orders. The unsealing of the secretariat comes just 24 hours after Governor Simina Laye Fubara had sworn in the newly elected chairman who emerged from Saturday's local government elections. To other stories now, the Labour Party has welcomed the offer by the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, to be running mate to Labour Party's Peter Obi in the 2027 presidential election. Kwankwaso, in a recent viral post, indicated his willingness to serve as running mate to the former Labour Party presidential flag bearer, barely 2 years after talks between both parties had gone south. It was reported that the Labour Party and the new Nigeria People's Party had considered a merger ahead of the 2023 general elections. However, the inability of either Obi or Kwankwaso to concede their leadership collapsed the heightened move. The Nigeria Union of Teachers says 23 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory have implemented the 65-year-old retirement age for teachers. National President of the Union, Titus Amba, said in 2020, former President Muhammadu Buhari had announced the new retirement age for teachers. The retirement age was increased from 60 to 65 years. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, also called SERAP, has asked President Bola Tinubu to take action against states that have failed to conduct credible local government elections. SERAP says it is particularly wanting the president to direct Oluwale Edu, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, to withhold allocations from these states until they comply. The organization stated that it is advocating for democratic accountability and transparency in the allocation of funds. The National Association of Academic Technologists has issued the federal government a 21-day ultimatum to pay the 5.5 months of withheld salaries, among other demands, or its members will withdraw their services in universities. The ultimatum was part of the association's resolutions during its 56th National Executive Council meeting held in Taraba State. A letter addressed to Minister of State for Labor and Employment and signed by the association's president, Ibeji Owokoma, warned that the union would not be held responsible if no action is taken to address their numerous demands after the expiration of the ultimatum, which commenced on September 30. Kwara State government has urged people living around the riverbanks in various areas of the state to relocate to higher ground following persistent rainfall recently in the state. The advice was contained in a statement issued by the State Commissioner for Environment, Nafisa Chibuge, to guard against impending flooding in the state. Bandits have launched a deadly attack on Kanya village in the Danko-Wasago local government area of Kebbi State, killing one resident and abducting several others, including the district head, Isa Daya. It was confirmed that the gunmen stormed the community in the early hours of the day, leaving a trail of fear and devastation. They abducted the district head along with about 10 other villagers. 3 people sustained injuries and are currently receiving treatment at the hospital. Kebbi State Police Public Relations Officer SP Nafiu Abubakar also confirmed the incident. On a side note, Richard Adamu Talan, the son of Nigeria's former Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talan, is dead. Richard, the only son of the minister, was admitted to the intensive care units of Cedar Crest Hospital in Abuja on Friday evening for treatment of an undisclosed illness and was receiving oxygen support before his passing. The deceased graduated from St. Joseph's College, a premier Catholic missionary school offering comprehensive secondary education to boys in Plateau State. Quite an irreparable loss. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the news returns, LeBron, Bronny James make history as first father-son duo in NBA. We'll bring you all of those interesting details and more stories behind this short break. Do stay with us. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the Midday News with Uyi Agmofwebe. Thank you so very much for your time with us. Now time to bring you some business. Asian market rose after a blockbuster U.S. jobs report soothed any concerns about the world's top economy. At the same time, the dollar held gains with traders scaling back bets on another bumper interest rate cut. Oil prices edged down as traders await Israel's response to Iran's missile barrage last week amid fears of a region-wide war in the Middle East. The reading was the best in 6 months and sharply higher than in July and August, which has sparked worries that the economy could be heading for a recession. We'll take a quick break at this point. We'll have more of business, foreign, and sports stories for you. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Just before we return to business, news reaching Global Television says Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State is now in the middle of the swearing-in ceremony for the newly elected local government council chairman in the state. Recall that the APC had swept all 23 local government areas in Saturday's local government election in Benue State. Global Television will bring you all of those details in our subsequent bulletin. Now let's return to business quickly. A 41-year-old Canadian woman, Adren Munju, has been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, for reporting a large consignment of a strong strain of synthetic cannabis called Canadian Loud. The suspect was arrested during the inward clearance of passengers on a KLM airline flight from Canada, Terminal 1 of the Lagos Airport. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Dr. Olayemi Kadoso, has defended the bank's decision to raise the monetary policy rate to 27.25%, describing it as a necessary move to control inflation and curb excess money in circulation. A press statement from the Apex Bank says Kadoso, who spoke during an address at the Harvard Club of Nigeria, emphasized that the rate hike, while tough on borrowers, is crucial for the country's economic stability. And now time to go foreign. Israel has begun its commemorations of the first anniversary of Hamas's deadly October 7 attack with an outpouring of emotion at vigils at massacre sites and rallies calling for the return of hostages. President Isaac Herzog began the day with a moment of silence at 6:29 a.m. local time, the exact time at which the attack started at Kibbutz Reim, the site of the Nova Music Festival, where at least 370 people were killed by heavily armed Hamas fighters in the deadliest attack on October 7. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to achieve victory and said his country's military completely transformed reality in the year since Hamas's October 7 attack, which has left the country fighting two wars. Netanyahu told troops in Israel will win as it battles militants in both the Gaza Strip and Lebanon and prepares to strike Iran about a year since the unprecedented attack by Palestinian Hamas militants sparked the Gaza war. Israel's Army Chief, Lieutenant General Hezel Hevel, said that 1 year on, the country has defeated the military wing of Hamas. The mayor of a city in southern Mexico has been murdered less than a week after taking office, as according to authorities, marking the latest in a series of attacks on politicians in the violence-plagued Latin American country. The killing of Chipachengo mayor Alejandro Arcos filled the country with indignation. That's according to Guerrero State's Governor Evelyn Salgado, who wrote on social media saying without providing further details of the circumstances. Local media reported that Arcos had been decapitated, but there has been no official confirmation. And now some sports stories. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag remains under intense pressure after the club's 0-0 draw against Aston Villa on Sunday, leaving the team 14th in the Premier League table. With only one win in their last 5 matches, the Reds' lackluster performance has raised serious concerns about the Dutchman's future at Old Trafford, following a 3-3 Europa League draw at Porto, where United surrendered a 2-0 lead and a devastating 3-0 home loss to Tottenham Hotspur. The club's hierarchy is reportedly considering a managerial change. LeBron James and his eldest son, Bronny James, have claimed a piece of NBA history after making their long-awaited first appearance alongside each other for the Los Angeles Lakers. The duo appeared together at the start of the second quarter in the Lakers' 118-114 Pearson defeat to the Phoenix Suns in Palm Desert, east of Los Angeles. While LeBron James impressed with 19 points in just 16 minutes and 20 seconds on court before sitting out the second half, Bronny found the going harder with 0 points in just over 13 minutes on court. The younger James attempted just one shot. As a milestone in the career of both gentlemen, father and son. That's our media news for you, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV, channel 365, Star Times, channel 276, and free to air all night comes out. Kindly follow Global Television across all social media platforms using the handle at Global TV NG and all other handles as you now see on your screen. I am Uyi Agmofwe saying a big thank you to you for watching. Coming up shortly is Lunch Global with Chunk and Amel Joseph. Have a great time watching.